Today, we will tackle about the rock cycle. I hope you already have the prior knowledge about the types of rocks, since this lesson is interconnected. First, take a glimpse of the sample diagram of a rock cycle. The rock cycle is a series of changes and processes that create and transform the types of rocks in Earth's crust. Its key idea shows how any type of rock can become any other type of rock. It can even become itself when exposed to different processes in and on the Earth's surface. To ponder, we start on how rocks are broadly classified into three groups: igneous rock, sedimentary rock, and the metamorphic rock. First, we should focus on the igneous rock. Igneous rock forms from melting into magma and solidification. Along with, from being an igneous rock, it can melt again. A vice versa process whom happened repeatedly. As such, igneous rock becomes igneous again, probably to a different kind of igneous rock. Take note that any rock can melt into magma and form an igneous rock as seen in the chart. Sedimentary and metamorphic rocks can all be melted and resulted to form an igneous rock. Second, we look at the sedimentary rock, whom form from sediments. Sediments that have been deposited and buried, and pressure causing them to compact and cement together. Yet, any rock can be weathered into sediments through weathering and erosion. Therefore, any metamorphic or igneous rock can become a sedimentary rock. For most, we have the metamorphic rock. These rock form when it is exposed to intense heat and pressure. Of course, the process can take with any rocks, sedimentary, igneous, or even metamorphic rocks. As what I've mentioned earlier, that the key idea of rock cycle is how any type of rock can become any other type of rock. It can even become itself. Truly, the rock cycle has no beginning or end. It just continues. The processes involved in the rock cycle takes place over hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years. Even though for us, rocks are solid and unchanging, they slowly change all the time. Now, the next biogeochemical cycle we would tackle is the water cycle. The water cycle is known as an important biogeochemical cycle involved in the flow or circulation of water through different levels of the ecosystem. It is a cycle whom defined as a natural process of constantly recycling the water in the atmosphere. Or, in a simple word, it is where the rain comes from and how clouds are formed. Water cycle is also known as the hydrological cycle or the hydrologic cycle. To know more about water cycle, take a look at this diagram. Of the many processes involved in a water cycle, the most important are evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. When the sun heats up the rivers and ocean, water becomes water vapor and it rises up in the air. This process is called evaporation, the initial step of water cycle. In fact, we can also see water vapor in our home through heating water. As it heated, we'll be able to see the water vapor rising up in the air. When the water vapor reaches up in the sky, it turns to tiny droplets of water. These water droplets, along with the various gases and dust particles, come together to form clouds. This is known as condensation. When the clouds become heavy and it cannot hold any more water inside, it bursts often to give out rain, hail, or snow. This is known as precipitation. And the final stage of water cycle is the collection. Collection occurs when evaporated water vapor falls back to earth as precipitation. This water may fall back into different water bodies, including oceans, rivers, ponds, lakes, and even end up on the land, which in turn becomes a part of the groundwater. This water cycle is a continuous process of evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. Overall, The water cycle process describes how water is balanced in the atmosphere. It also plays an important role in ensuring the availability of water for all living organisms, and also it has a great impact on our environment.